Join Bob Kolazarik as he welcomes a diverse array of guests to the enlightening talk show, Greetings from the Ashram. In each episode, Bob sits down with experts and practitioners from the world of complementary healing modalities, spirituality, and holistic wellness to delve into the transformative power of these practices. From ancient traditions to cutting-edge therapies, Greetings from the Ashram offers viewers an insightful and uplifting journey into the realms of mind, body, and spirit. So now, please welcome your host, Bob Kolazarik.
Hello, everyone. Namaste and welcome. I am Bob Kolazarik, and you are watching Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. Thank you for spending an hour of your Friday evening with me. I really appreciate it, and I'm grateful that you're here. And thanks to everyone out there who's been supporting the show. Tonight, I have the pleasure of sitting down with a few of my friends from the Ashram in Bovina, New York. And we have a group photo of the Kriya Shakti weekend I mentioned a couple of episodes ago. It's a higher level manifestation workshop for our Arhatic yoga practitioners. And you can see we had a really nice crowd there. There's roughly 150 people there that weekend. And I have the pleasure of having a few of those people with me tonight. So my guests tonight include Amy Williams, Rocky Patel, and Alison Sahoo. First up tonight is Amy Williams. She is the founder of Parenting Through Prana, an online resource for creating heart-centered families. And Lord knows we do need more heart-centered families for sure. She's an international author, pranic healer, and Arhatic yoga practitioner. Welcome to the show, Amy Williams.
Thank you. So glad to be here.
Oh, it's so nice to have you here. I'm excited. You know, let's make our manifestations come true. Yeah, it was great to see you there. And I had noticed on Facebook, you know, because we're Facebook friends, that you had another book out. So we'll get into that shortly. But, you know, we haven't really had a chance to sit down too much. I kind of view this like a association Zoom breakout room meeting, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I saw the picture of all of us in Bovina. I was like, oh, I miss it already.
Yeah, no, it's great there, you know, and it's so great to be with such like-minded people, you know. But let me just start out and asking you, because I don't know where you're from. I think you're from the Midwest, so tell us where you're from, and then you can get into how you started your business, Parenting Through Prana.
Well, I'm in Indiana, so I'm in the northeast area of Indiana. Been here my whole life, so.
Yeah, I grew up in Indiana. I didn't realize you were a Hoosier.
Oh, wow.
I was on the northwest side of the state, right outside
Okay.
Chicago. Yeah.
See, I'm closer to Fort Wayne.
Yeah. So anyway, you've been there all your life, and then at what point did you say, "Hey, I'm going to start this business, Parenting Through Prana"? Kind of take us through that.
Well, I became a pranic healer in 2011, and my daughter was about 3 years old at that time. And I'm just so grateful that I found pranic healing because it just changed my life. It brought me a level of peace that I didn't even know existed in life. And so
I can relate to that.
but as a parent, trying to kind of incorporate that into my day and bring that into my parenting, of course, I was trying to figure out how can I maintain that level of peace that I feel in meditation and through healing? How do I bring that into my parenting? Because I could go from being so calm and so peaceful after meditation and then be so mad about something that was happening in my parenting world. And I thought there has to be a way to sort of bring these together. And I spent a lot of years kind of asking and praying for that. And it really brought me back to this whole heart-centered practice that I now share.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Does the Arhatic practice play into that as well?
Yes, I started Arhatic yoga in 2017. So it was kind of a gap between when I became a pranic healer and took my classes and then when I started that. And I think that the Arhatic practice was really what helped to bring it all home. And I had a lot of sort of loose concepts that I was kind of tying together. And through my practice with that, it helped it to really start to live inside of me, where I felt confident to start sharing it with more people. And once I felt like I had kind of zeroed in on this idea and this practice, then it was like I just couldn't help. I had to tell people. I had to keep sharing it with people, and thankfully, people love it, and so it's worked out really well.
Yeah, no, I can relate. I was a closet pranic healer for a long time, and I know a lot of people are because it's not widely accepted, and that's our mission in life is to make it so. So I love what you're doing, but you're right, and it takes a confidence and just seeing the results not only in yourself but in other people, and it's like I do have to share this. So is that what kind of drove you to write your first book? Was it
Yes.
Peacefully Parenting Through Prana? That's not very easy to say.
Peaceful parenting through prana. Yeah. Heart-centered solutions for families. And yes, that actually I was in the retreat in 2017 in Mawa, and Master Glenn got up and he said, I started a publishing company. And he just gave this really motivational speech, and he was like, you can write a book too. And he's talking to like the whole room of people, but it really hit me. And I was like, oh, maybe I could write a book. That's a really good idea. And then I sat with that for a couple of years and thought about it. And um, I used Kriya Shakti. So since you brought that up at the beginning, I finally got tired of waiting. And so I Kriya Shakti'd. I want to write my first book. And
So
I
for
should have
those of
done
you
it
listening
the
on the radio or at home, Kriya Shakti, as I explained before, is a manifestation workshop. It's a higher level workshop for Arhatic yogis, but it's very effective, and it does work. So anyway, sorry.
No, that's okay. So I Kriya Shakti'd for it, and very quickly, when I should have been more specific, but I wasn't. I wasn't thinking about it in my mind. I thought I'm a parenting book, but I did the Twin Hearts meditation one day, and when I came out of it, I was like, I think I have an idea for a children's book. I thought I'm going to just write down a couple of notes, and I ended up sitting there for almost 3 hours, just nonstop writing. And I got to a point where I said, I think this is done. I think this is the whole idea. And at exactly that moment, my children come bursting in the room. How they had managed to leave me alone for 3 hours, I have no idea. Divine intervention at that point. And that was what ended up being my first book that I published. So it was black and white for a couple of years. And then I sat down one day, and I had been teaching online for a Waldorf school, and I guess I hadn't realized that I had honed some of my art skills in doing that. And so I created the illustrations for it too.
So did you do the cover? We had the cover
Yeah.
up on the screen a moment ago, so you did that illustration too. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's talented. I don't think I could pull that off personally, but so what does it mean again to peacefully parent through prana?
Well, when I became a parent, I did what I think a lot of young parents do in America. I went to a bookstore and I bought all of the parenting books that I thought were interesting. And I tried to learn how to be a really good parent. And what I found through doing that was that a lot of parenting books left me feeling like I needed a psychology degree to kind of manipulate my children. It was, say when instead of if, and do this and do that. And as I was doing those things, I realized that not only like I would be seething with anger, right? But I'm on their level and I'm looking at them and I'm using a soft voice. And it suddenly started to feel like I was gaslighting my children. And they would see right through it because they pick up on our energy before they hear our words or they see our actions. So it brought me to this awareness that I really had to figure out how to fix that energetically inside of myself to be able to do that peaceful parenting and be mindful with them and connect with them, which was what I was so wanting in my parenting, especially when they were very young. And so that led me to realize that our heart is really the answer to that. So peacefully parenting through prana is really about being able to, in the moment, in those stressful situations, tap into the heart center, which then opens up the crown and it gives us the connection to that divine guidance. So we feel at peace. Our solar plexus is calmed down, the crown is open, and we can think more clearly. It also shifts us out of being in an amygdala hijack into the prefrontal cortex, being more in control, where we're actually making logical and good decisions from. So first we build an awareness of what we're feeling. Then the practices I teach in the book help you to mindfully choose to activate the heart, tap into that heart crown connection. And the ways that I teach to do it also help us to use our inner willpower to make that happen as you're repeating these practices. So you start to utilize that love energy of the heart. And I really emphasize the difference in what it is to be nice as a parent, which is what most of us start out trying to do, and really being in a state of love, where love is what we're imbuing into our children as we deal with them, as opposed to simply trying to manage their behaviors.
That is amazing. And it's a gift. It's a gift to the kids because they can learn this from such a young age. I'm 59 and I'm just learning it now. You know what I mean? To really be, maybe over the last couple of years, but to be that kind of heart-centered and not be triggered and be able to be in control of your thoughts and your emotions. And that's what we strive for as Arhatic yogis. So yeah, it's so powerful, and that's a blessing that you can do that and help so many people. But you've also translated into Spanish, is that right? And German, French?
Yes. So the German and the French are in the works right now, but there is a Spanish translation that's available for free to download on my website. A
And what's
beautiful
the name of your website? I'm sorry.
Parenting Through Prana.
Okay, parentingthroughprana.com, free download. Yeah, I highly recommend that. Anything that could teach that heart-centeredness is fantastic, for sure.
Yeah, I actually I hadn't considered translating my work, and then this summer I was at the ashram and somebody said, you have to translate this into Spanish. She said, my country and South America, they need this work. And I was like, oh well, I guess I better start looking into that. I don't even know about that. And not 10, this is truly Master Choa, divinely intervening in this moment, right? And I think to just make me feel supported in my work and to just remember his hand in it. 10 hours later, I got an email from someone I had never met from Chile. And she said a woman in Greece had given her my work. She loved it so much. She hoped I didn't mind, but she had translated it for me. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like there's just no way. And yeah. And that's part of why we're giving away the free downloads too, is to just really help spread that. That was her dream and her mission when she translated it. And yeah, so that one is being published too. So it'll be available on Amazon shortly.
We only got about a minute left, but I know you do a lot with generational healing. So I know you have a book on that, right?
No, I do not have a book on generational healing yet.
But you that's what you offer as services?
Yes. Yeah, that's where I focus my pranic healing.
I got you. There we go. There's a copy of you. And then also you have several books available on Amazon.com. And
Yeah.
you looking for more distributors if anybody's out there. No, let's go back one, Christian. Let's see. I'm sorry, we don't have that handy exactly, but I'll find it and hopefully put that up, as I'm closing out the show. But I know you're looking for, some more distributors.
If this touches you and you want to help me help more parents and help more people, then I would love to find more people to help distribute this. And yeah.
All right. Well, I'm certainly on board, so we can touch base later. And I'd certainly like to get involved. essential. It's essential work, and I just I want to read it myself because it's fantastic. So again, how should people get in touch with you?
Email is great, just parentingthroughprana@gmail.com, or you are welcome to join my Facebook group, which is Parenting Through Prana with Amy.
All right, great. Amy. Thank you so much for being here. I do have to take a commercial break. All right, I am your host, Bob Kolazarek, and you're watching Greetings from the Ashram, and we're streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network, and we will be back after the break with Rocky Patel.
What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick, Wednesdays 7 p.m. Eastern on the Bold Brave Media Network and TuneIn Radio. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation. Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness, Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them. Rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies. Find settings that allow them to be the most productive and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. Listen to John Hawkins' My Strategy, Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern on the BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio.
Welcome back. I am your host, Bob Kolazarek, and you are watching Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. My next guest this evening is Rocky Patel. Rocky is the founder and owner of Pranic Lifestyle. He has decades of experience in the healing and spiritual arts. He is the author of the book Pranic Lifestyle, and his product line includes special power sprays, essential oils, gemstone power rings, and things like that. So let's welcome my friend, Rocky Patel.
Hello, Bob. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, Rocky, thanks for coming on with me. I've just to let the people at home know, I've known Rocky a few years. We met in Bovina, like I said at the beginning of the show. He's there in Bovina all the time. He's always working in service to others. He's like the busiest guy there. He's like the mayor of the ashram. So anything gets broken down, we're running to Rocky for help. And, we're always grateful for your service, Rocky. Appreciate that.
Yeah, it was like a prosperity workshop, and it's, I find that generating good karma brings prosperity, and that's why I'm, always doing service, or, and people just come to me for stuff, but like always looking for ways to generate good karma.
Oh, I hear you. I mean, service is, it's a big, it's one of our pillars in Neurotic Yoga. So I know you're from Missouri. Whereabouts in Missouri are you from?
We're from Kansas City, outside Kansas City, right here in the Midwest of the United States here.
Yeah, the big football fan. Follow
they got the Chiefs here and stuff, so it's like, the kind of a big deal, but
Yeah. And is there a big pranic healing or Hana community in that?
Well, here locally, this pranic healing's been going on for 25 years. But as far as like, people active, it's not like a huge community here. But in the Midwest, and like, then you have to go to like to the West Coast and the East Coast to where it's really big. But I'm kind of like, out here, you know, like
Yeah, I was curious. The East Coast, we're so busy up and down the East Coast with, a lot of people, a lot of centers. So, um, but like I said, I was introducing you. You've been in the healing arts for decades. How long have you been in Arhatic yoga and pranic healing?
Yeah, I think 1996 or 97 was the first time I was introduced. And I remember taking Arhatic yoga for the first time, meet Master Choa. I didn't, really new at the time. And I could see a little bit of energy and feel energy, but, he was giving a blessing, and it was like a clairvoyance blessing. We're all like just, sitting down, and he walked by and he touched my forehead, and I saw like a flash of light, and I was like, whoa, this cat's got the juice, is literally what I thought in my mind. This the real deal. Because I saw this flash, and I was like, okay, never had that happen ever. And I don't remember it ever happening again, that dramatic. Then I knew, that he was the real deal. And then I got the Om CD, and I got that to help purify my environment, and help keep the chakras clean, and then from then on, I've just been doing the pranic healing day to night. And that's what the pranic lifestyle is about, where it's like incorporating pranic healing techniques throughout your entire life: business, family, relationships, cleaning everything, cleaning projects, blessing, energizing, building energy in the inner world, and keeping, your yard clean, so to speak, as far as like the energy around you, that's in like, not only like your living space, but like, in the area around your living space, like your whole neighborhood and the city.
No, I hear you. You referenced your book there, Pranic Lifestyle. Is that what the one that you just held up? I think
Yeah, the pranic lifestyle.
just the one on the screen here, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's on the beach there. I was doing healings with the gold rod crystal there, and that felt like a fitting image for the pranic lifestyle. Just making money, doing energy work, and sitting on the beach.
So are you've been doing pranic healing as a profession? How long have you been doing it professionally?
Yeah, it's been a long, over 20
I
years.
suppose. I suppose.
Yeah. I have to think back. It was, over 20, over 20 years. At first I didn't.
Well, I didn't know if you were like doing something like like a regular profession and doing pranic healing on the side, and then kind of progressed into like full-time healing. I know a lot of us, had careers and doing pranic healing, so I wasn't sure what you were doing these days.
Yeah, well, the lifestyle where it doesn't take your entire day necessarily, and
No, it does not.
you can schedule healings around, even like a normal job. When I first started, I had, was running our hotel here, and I actually wrote my first book while I was, at the, working in the hotel, and that was a book before this one, before the Pranic Lifestyle. I had another book that I had, Golden Aromatherapy, which a lot of people probably know me by. But then I sold the website, so then I have the new Pranic Lifestyle now, which is all the same information.
Well, when I haven't been able to read through the whole book, but I didn't realize it was a lot on aromatherapy.
Yeah, Master Choa was really big with aromatherapy, and he would carry around like some sprays and some oil and rose oil, and
Let's
he
go
would.
back to the spray for a second, because I know one of the highlights that you have, I think you call it your Super Ananda spray, and we have a picture of that. So tell us about this spray, because it sounds powerful, and I've never heard of it before.
This is a Master Choa's formula for spray. He had a spray he always had with him in his room, and after teaching hundreds of people, he would go back to his room and he would spray his chakras with it to disintegrate all the cords, because all the people he's teaching, and plus all the people who knows all over the place that are recording him, and his chakras are really big too. So it's like stuff can, rub off on the, as he's moving through a city, the energy can rub off. But he developed this spray that had like 7 different essential oils in it, and he charged it with like super powerful, like some really strong divine energy. And he, like one time in New York, after teaching a workshop, he took his jacket off, like his suit jacket, and he put it on a chair, and he's like, scan this jacket, the energy of the cords on my jacket. And I scanned the jacket, and it was this filthy, like it hurt the hand. It was like contaminated, like all these cords going to the back solar plexus. And then, he took the spray, and I can't remember if I sprayed it or he sprayed it, but he sprayed it, and then the energy just dissipated. And I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. I got like 20 empty bottles upstairs, and if you want to meet, bottle some up. And he's like, yeah, go grab them. So I went and grabbed them, and he made the formula, and then said, go and see how people like it in the morning. And then people loved it, and then actually became one of the formulas became one that Master Choa has from the Philippines. But this one here is like his personal formula for the spray. And so basically, you just spray say the cord is on the chakra, you just spray the cord to disintegrate it. And the way he did it was like a three-part technique. So say if you're doing it on the solar, you'd spray sideways to cut the cord, then out to disintegrate where the cord's coming from, and then also inward. We spray into the.
I think I need some of that, because my front solar plexus have been so heavily corded, I don't know, the last few weeks. So I don't know what's going on, but I've been having people work on them. But maybe I need to invest in some of that spray. But you know what? I found interesting, and I didn't know. I'm going to read your book, and I started skimming it, but I didn't understand essential oils necessarily, but it has to do with the colors of the oils that gives it the healing properties. I didn't know. I just learned that today.
Yeah, oils contain, predominantly, one color, but there's also a rainbow of color that's contained inside of each essential oil. And then when you put, the energy onto it, colored energy, like you could add like green energy into the like tea tree oil, which is already green. You add like green energy into it, just magnifies the effect. And, you can put like divine healing energy and stuff like that, prosperity energy, protection energy, different types of frequencies can be imbued into the oils, because they're crystalline in nature. Like on a microscopic level, they're actually like crystalline. And so when you bless that energy, that those crystals hold that charge, it makes them very powerful, where they can hold the energy like for years. Like when Master Choa used to bless stuff, you could put it on the chakra, and the chakra would just get super big, and it would be stimulated though. It would go back to like normal. But just one drop of that, like and you put it like a drop of blessed oil in the bath, and then the whole bath becomes like energized. And then you can energize the water too. And I talk all about that in the book. But if you want to feel, I can clean your solar plexus. There's a long distance aromatherapy where we can spray somebody's chakra long distance.
Spray away, man, because I'm a little. You don't have to do it right now, but yeah, that's awesome. And you have like recipes for different ailments, right, in the book?
Yeah. There's different for love, for even insects. A lot of bug sprays are based on essential oils like termites. The main poison for them is made from orange oil. It's got a chemical in the orange oil that they make the so when you use it around the house, it's like a natural way to get rid of like peppermint. It gets rid of spiders, and they just don't like the smell. Lavender oil can also be repelling. But yeah, there's all kinds of recipes for the bath, for the salt scrub. See, we're really big with the bath and the salt scrub. because it's a quick way to really decontaminate the chakras. And you can do a physical cleansing bath, you can do spiritual cleansing bath, where it's like using like green and violet energies or pink and violet energies, or like super deep physical with like tea tree, with like eucalyptus, which is orange. So you got green, orange, and then if you want to use like red prana, you add some rosemary oil or patchouli. So you got green, orange, and red prana.
Yeah, we're running short on time. I know we didn't get to everything we want to talk about. I know you got prosperity rings out there. I do have a little photo of some of your prosperity rings. They're beautiful. I definitely have my eye on one of your prosperity rings, but you have other power rings too, and different crystals and different configurations. But for people who are interested, how do they get a hold of you, Rocky? Because I'm a fan of your book, and I'm definitely a fan of your products.
Yeah, they can contact me directly at rocky@praniclifestyle.com. And if they visit praniclifestyle.com, they can get a free copy of the ebook.
Yeah,
it'll be a pop-up thing. It'll pop up. You put your email in, and we'll email it over to you, and then you'll get like all of our, all of our emails.
All right. Well, thank you, Rocky. I encourage everybody to do it. Thank you for being with me here on this Friday. But it's time to take a commercial break. I'm your host, Bob Kolazarik, and this is Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. We will be right back after this message with Alison Sahoo.
Did you know that your beliefs create your entire reality, but it's the subconscious beliefs that do most of the creating? Belief shifter and life coach Shiraz can help you identify those limiting beliefs and eliminate them, often in a single session.
Like it was almost instant, like I had relief right away.
Creating better health, relationships, careers, and finances. Let Shiraz help you step out of safety and into awareness.
Definitely something's happening. It's like a flow inside. It feels good.
Whether in person or online, Shiraz provides personal coaching, belief shifting. Visit Shiraz at energeticmagic.com or call 416-529-7429. Energetic Magic on the BBM Global Network, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Find your greater happiness. Be well. Be aware. Be magical.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of The Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on The Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Welcome back. I am Bob Kolazarik, and you are watching Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. My next guest, another friend of mine, is Alison Sahoo. Alison leads Pranic Healing Bucks County, which is a vibrant community of pranic healers, students, and supporters in Pennsylvania. She's also a pranic healing instructor, a mentor in the certification program. She's a certified pranic psychotherapist. She's having completed all 3 levels of certification through the system. She also has a Bachelor of Science degree in physics and an MBA. Please welcome Alison Sahoo. Alison, nice to see you.
Hello, Bob.
Thanks for coming on with me, spending a little bit of your time on a Friday.
I'm so glad to be here. I do have to make one little correction, though. I am training to be a pranic healing instructor. I have not gotten my wings yet.
Oh, is that right? I just assumed because you're so busy, and I see the postings that you're sitting in the classes with, was it Krupa you work with?
Yeah. we host a lot of classes here. With Krupa, we've also hosted with some other instructors over the past few years.
Yeah, but yeah, thanks for that. I didn't realize. I thought you were already flying. But quick fun fact for me is I met you the first time when I did my first public healing at an event that you were helping work at. It was the first time, and I was like so in my shell about it. It's like, man, are there photos? But here we are streaming live on TV now. Um, so
That was
that's
awesome. I remember that. That was an expo, and we're going back. Our group is going to that same expo, an Awaken Healing Expo, next weekend. We're going to be doing a lot of healing. So
oh,
we
shoot me a
still
note.
go to expos.
Yeah, shoot me a note. I would love to come by and visit. I don't know if I'm aware of it, but let's get into to you. I know you've been pranic healing since I've been in. How long have you been doing pranic healing?
About 10 years. It was end of 2013 that I found it.
Yeah, did they find you like were you having an illness like some of us, emotional crises? Because a lot of us seem to kind of find it's like at your wit's end, and then things happen. Is
It
that
was
what?
someone in my family. And also, I was doing a lot of volunteering at that time, a lot of volunteering. And a lot of people that I knew were struggling. And I went to an Awaken Healing Expo and listened to all the speakers, had some sessions, stayed all day. And the pranic healer who was speaking kind of won my heart. So I went home, I got a book, I started practicing, I took some classes, and I just kept doing more and more since then.
Yeah. At what point did you open the Pranic Healing Bucks County?
I think the website went up around 2016, 2017. I started doing professional healings at different centers in the area. I was taking a lot of classes. I was just doing a lot of study into all of this, and some of the centers where I was taking classes, not pranic healing centers, other spiritual community centers, they asked me to come in and do some pranic healing for the other people who came in. So I was doing that. I put up the website at that time. It started growing with COVID. We meaning the pranic healers in our area who have been going through classes that I've been organizing, started doing a lot of healings for COVID with Project Hope for Healing, Master Glenn's big healing project. And we became a 501c3 nonprofit a couple years ago. So it's just kind of
I
kept
didn't
growing.
realize that you guys were a nonprofit. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm a product of the COVID times coming through the healing pods myself. I've been 3 years in the healing pod ever since it started. So yeah, and that's kind of helped me get my certifications. I went through the 3 levels of certification too, just finishing up my pranic psychotherapy. I thought that was quite a challenging program. What was your take on the psychotherapy certification?
Yeah, it was challenging. But you know what? I wanted to do it because it's always sort of been for me like the pinnacle, of energy healing. I knew of one person in particular in this area who got her pranic psychotherapy certification a few years ago. And she also has a PhD. And it was like that mountain I wanted to climb. So yeah, it was hard. It was hard, but I knew it was going to be hard, and it was worth it.
Yeah, I almost didn't do it, but Dawn Myers, she's my co-lead the healing pod, and she's ended up being my mentor. But she really encouraged me because I'm like, I don't know, it just seemed like a lot of work. So Kim Sire was my mentor for the first 2, and Dawn my mentor for the psychotherapy. So the blessings of the community, and I'm so grateful for that guidance because it really, I think, makes such a better healer. And it was fantastic. I can't say enough about it. But tell me about the community. What are you guys doing with the students and the supporters?
Yeah, we're doing a lot. We're doing a lot. Classes, of course, basic pranic healing. We've also uh, we refer people on to the higher level classes because once they take basic, they have to learn more. So there's kind of always people who are going through the classes. We are still working in the healing pod, and not just on COVID cases, but on other serious conditions. We have a lot of people requesting healing through that. And, honestly, we get so many requests for healing that I often will suggest that they come to some of our events. We do events every week on Zoom and also in person. And that's a great place for people to come for healing, whether it's a chronic condition, something that just came up, whether it's something emotional, something in their life, whatever it is. They can come to one of our events and have pranic healing for it. And I also refer people to professional pranic healers because there are some folks in our group who are building professional practices.
That's fantastic. Our healing pod too. It's because COVID has kind of died down, but we see a flare up every now and then, and the variant seems to change. It affects the body differently with each little variant. But yeah, I mean, we have cancer cases and things like that we take on too, just really serious cases. So it's a great learning tool. I mean, it's a great learning place for sure. I just can't speak highly enough about it. But I also I know some of the people in your group. Reverend Mike Warner, correct? Reverend?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I saw. He's doing really beautiful work out of your group for veterans, right? I mean, can you tell me a little bit about his story? Because I saw that. I'm just so proud of him being honored for his work.
Yeah, yeah. He was actually in the first pranic healing class that I organized in 2019. He was in that very first class. And when he came into that class, he had been an energy healer already for about 25 years.
Oh, I did not know that,
Pranic
really.
healing was not his first modality at all. Um, but he became intrigued by pranic healing, coming to some of our events, and I had done a healing for him. So he took the class. He's a veteran. He's a Air Force vet himself. So he really has a heart for working on veterans and their families. He does a lot of work locally with vets, also on Zoom. He is at our Sunday afternoon evening of pranic healing. Every Sunday on Zoom, he is there. And he works on whoever I send into his breakout room, and people say wonderful things.
So that's interesting. Okay, tell me a little bit more about that. Your Sunday. So is it like a meditation on Twin Hearts night plus healing? Is that what you do? Like, but do it virtually? Because when I started before COVID, we used to get together for meditation on Twin Hearts. In person and do healings. But that's
Yeah.
you do that.
Yeah, we do the same thing on Zoom. And we do those in-person meditation and healing events at different spots around Bucks County also. But the Zoom event is for, people who they don't want to go out, or we do have people coming in from all over, different states, even different countries sometimes. We do the meditation online. Then we use breakout rooms with pranic healers. People can go in and have a healing. And on any given Sunday, there's usually 3 or 4 pranic healers. We've sometimes even 5 or 6, depending. And it's a great experience. And while the healings are going on in the Zoom breakout rooms, I'm in the main Zoom room, in the Zoom ballroom, talking with whoever is there. People will be coming back from the breakout rooms from their healings. Other people will be waiting for healings. And it's just sort of a nice way to for people to learn about what this is.
No, I think it's fantastic. I'm a huge fan of meditation on Twin Hearts, which is funny because when I first started, and in pranic healing. I was never a meditator. I would mock people who meditate. It's like, no, not for me. Sorry. But now, I love meditation on Twin Hearts. It was so transformational for me. My first time it was a very powerful experience. I've talked about that, but yeah, that's open for anybody, like you said, right? So anybody can join. And I think really for somebody who hasn't experienced pranic healing before, this would be like a great safe place to do it and learn about meditation on Twin Hearts and experience it, because the stillness and awareness that the meditation gives you is phenomenal. My daughter, the first time she did meditation on Twin Hearts, she's like, I'd never remember my mind being so still. So it's a great service. So how do people get a hold of you if they're interested in wanting to join that?
Yeah, our website, pranichealingbuckscounty.com, is a great entry point that has links to all of our social media. That's us. And you can see all of our links there. We're on Instagram and Facebook and Meetup and YouTube, and that purple one on the left is Alignable. People find us through all those different doors, including going direct to the website. The contact page has email and phone. So really, however people want to communicate is fine with me. Just try it. However you come in, just try it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I highly recommend it. People just go in with an open mind. So I think it's fantastic. I didn't realize you were doing that online. So that's wonderful. So let me ask you this. You have a bachelor's science degree in physics and an MBA. So that doesn't really correspond too well with the energy healing. So family and friends, are they like, I know you've been at it for a while, so they fully understand it and you're very successful with it. So was that an easy transition for you? Because it's like two diametrically opposed things almost.
In some ways, it was very easy. Yeah, because I spent most of my career, a lot of it.
Yeah, we got about a minute left just to
get all right. Yeah. So I wanted to make a difference, and I couldn't. I was writing a lot of reports, and I was doing a lot of work in the corporate world, and it really did not make a difference in anybody's lives. And some people told me that. And when that family crisis came along, it was really a golden opportunity to shift into something where I could make a difference. So I love what I'm doing now. And, when I did that physics degree, I did it because I wasn't looking for a job. I thought I would understand how the world worked, which I must say I didn't at that time. But through learning everything that I have with pranic healing and our Hatha yoga, it absolutely fits perfectly. It fits perfectly.
Well, you're doing amazing work. Congratulations on your success. And we will definitely be touching base soon. But I do have to take a commercial break. Again, get in touch with Alison at pranichealingbuckscounty.com. So time to take a commercial break. I'm your host, Bob Kolazarek, and this is Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. And we will be right back.
Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness, Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. Listen to John Hawkins' My Strategy, Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern on the BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense Radio Show with host Dr. Broderick, Wednesdays 7 p.m. Eastern on the Bold Brave Media Network and TuneIn Radio. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation.
Welcome back. I am Bob Kolazarek, and you are watching Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. I'm happy to have had a chance to introduce you to some of my friends from the ashram, their fellow spiritual aspirants along the path. While we all walk our individual paths, it's nice to have friends along the way. And not only are they living their passion with pranic healing, they're all active, practicing narcotic yogis, leading fulfilling, successful lives. And you heard from them, they are doing what they love to do, sharing the love of what they do. And I am grateful for the ability to share their stories and promote their businesses along with other people that we will be working with and talking to along the way. Not only pranic healers, but other modalities as well. One of the goals of mine is to show that there's so many like-minded people who realize the power of complementary healing modalities. First, because of the individual successes that we have personally had with it. And then we see how it helps other people. And I've been involved in hundreds of cases over the years, not just personal cases, but the group cases of the healing pods and things like that we've discussed. And we've seen the effects and the positive results. And that's why we stay with it. And we stay with it because it works, bottom line. I mean, so far I've spoken with former prosecuting attorney, an HR administrator, a naturopathic physician. We have people in the community, PhDs in quantum physics, doing Prana research with quantum physics. We have tradespeople, doctors. I'm an engineer. Essentially every profession and every walk of life around the world is involved in pranic healing and different healing modalities. And I think this is important to point out, since I think there's a big misperception of what we do, and that most people think that most people engage in this type of work are just really far out there, a couple cards short of a full deck, I guess. Elevator's not going to the top floor, a little too woo-woo. And that's just simply not the case. I'm talking with very experienced professional people, and we do have the results. But it is something that needs to be experienced. You'll never know it until you try it. And I'm sure you can find a pranic healer near you, wherever you are. I'm sure you can find one. If not, you can always contact me. As we know from quantum physics, energy healing can be done remotely, and we've been doing remote healings for years. So anyway, next week, I do want to mix it up a little bit. My guests will be 3 women who are promoting an upcoming event, and that event is the Alchemy of Conscious Leadership, a transformational experience for purpose-driven visionary leaders. And that's going to be held November 13th and 14th from 12 noon to 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. My guests will include Barbara Alexander. She is an intuitive strategist, author, advisor, and astrologer. Farrell Moore, she's the master of energetic arts. And Susan Reed, she's a professional astrologer and Kundalini teacher. For full transparency, I do know Farrell. She was in attendance in Lavina and was probably in the photo that I showed earlier at the beginning of the show. But I did send them a copy of my information, so they do have my natal birth chart. So I think they've been having fun dissecting me from an astrological standpoint. I know they were looking into it, so I can't wait to hear from them. I did take a couple of esoteric astrology workshops by Master Glenn, and was really blown away by how spot on everything was. But it should be a fun hour, and I'm really looking forward to hearing the work that they're doing. Also, as I stated last couple weeks, I set up an event on my Facebook page, which is Self-Help Coaching LLC, to host a meditation on twin hearts with psychological healing next Friday after the show. So there's been interest. I don't know if I'm going to be cancel it or not. If there's enough interest and enough people confirm, I would love to host it. I think that would be a great way to shake off the week, get a little stillness, a little relaxation to start out the nice weekend. So I think that would be wonderful, and I'm very happy to do that. I also did add a list of services on my Facebook page. If you are interested in any services, healing or coaching, you can find them there, as well as if you simply wanted to do a free consultation. So don't be afraid to reach out. Again, check me out on Facebook. Sign up for that meditation. It's okay to have the will to do good, but it's also important to do good, and we could do good for the world by blessing it and do a little bit of good for ourselves. Meditation is definitely one of the highest forms of self-care, and highly encourage that. So until next week, I'm your host, Bob Kolazaric, and you've been watching Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next week. Namaste.
This has been Greetings from the Ashram with host Bob Kolazaric. Through meaningful conversations and practical insights, this show invites you to explore the endless possibilities for personal growth, healing, and spiritual awakening. Tune in each week to discover how these practices can bring balance and harmony to your life, making it a true journey of self-discovery. Fridays, 7 p.m. on the Bold Brave TV network.